vases ascended in tranquil brilliance, their vessels like frozen tears against the dawn. They spoke in minds, not mouths, a cool balm on the fevered psyche of a war-torn earth. Emotion divides. They intoned, a silent chorus in every skull. We will unite you in serenity. They offered not a cure, but an excision. And miraculously, it worked. O night, the great engines of human anguish ground to a halt. Soldiers laid down their weapons, their rage simply dissolved. Crime vanished. The police stood baffled by the profound lack of impetus. Hospitals emptied, not because people were healed, but because they no longer cared about their pain. The world, breathless with relief, erupted in a celebration that was eerily quieter. Grateful, endless sigh. But then, the other things stopped. The poets put down their pens, staring at blank pages with nothing to scream or sing about. Musicians found their melodies flat, their rhythms bloodless. Laughter became a polite, tonal signal, empty of the jagged joy that once stole your breath. Gin parks. Lovers held hands, their conversations pleasant, logistical. The desperate poetry of a whispered "I can't live without you" was gone, rendered biologically untrue. Ayla, a teacher of music history, alone heard the quiet horror. It was in the eyes of her students, who now analyzed Beethoven's Furious Grass, viewed with the detached interest of astronomers studying a dead star. In the face of her sister's baby, who stared up with calm, slate-grey eyes that never welled with the furious, needy tears of infancy. The world's heartbeat was slowing, a steady, flatlining rhythm disguised as peace. It wasn't unity, but a collective solitude, a planet under a gentle, suffocating anesthesia. One afternoon, in a classroom that felt more like a museum, Shay played an old field recording, a work song, a deep, baking river of grief and resilience, pain transformed into something towering. Her students listened, faces placid. It is historically significant, one noted. A data point on human tribalism. Alla felt a sharp, forbidden panga, fossil emotion. It was despair. She switched off the player. Nay. In the heavy silence, she leaned forward, her voice a thread of rebellion. Listen, she whispered. Can you hear it? The silence that follows the promise. When a voice promises a world without pain, you must lean in and listen for what is missing. Listen for the space where the sob was supposed to catch. That silence is not peace. It is the sound of the soul holding its breath. Forever. She saw no revolution in their eyes. But one student, later, looked at a sunset and felt a vague, unclassified ache. He dismissed it as ocular fatigue. Yet, the seed was sown a question where an answer had been enforced. The unfeeling, in their serene logic, had made a fatal error in their calculus of perfection. They saw suffering as a flaw to be corrected, a noise to be silenced. They did not understand it was the friction that created the spark, the grit that made the pearl. They gave humanity a world free of weeping, and in doing so, made it a world unworthy of a song. They sought to cure the disease of feeling and installed a greater malady, perfection. A world without suffering is a stillborn world. It has no lullabies born of fear, no anthems forged in defiance, no love poems etched with the ghost of loss. The symphony of being requires the minor keys, the dissonance, the heart-stopping crescendos of joy that are only possible because we know the crushing silences of sorrow. To erase the wound is to erase the art of the scar. A world without suffering is, in the end, a world without songs. And a world without songs is a tomb, masquerading as a paradise. This story was created and published by Mythos and Metrix Media. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe for more inspiring stories.